Happy May, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the joy of spring. Here in Chicago, one of the things you need to be ready for in spring is a massive amount of change. The spring is, of course, a great season for renewal and change in general, but the change I'm talking about right now is the constantly changing weather. Now, I'm not one who likes to talk about the weather much because it's totally out of my control. But I have to admit that not knowing each day whether or not you're going to need your winter coat because it's snowing or shorts and a t-shirt because it's 80 degrees can make things very confusing and unpredictable. We've had to deal with a lot of change in general over the last couple of years, haven't we, my friends? So many of the patterns that we've been used to in our daily lives have been in some way disrupted during the pandemic. Many of the things that we would do on a regular or sometimes even an annual basis had to be put on pause for a year or in some cases even 2 years. Events have been canceled, monthly dinners out haven't happened with consistency. You know what I'm talking about because we've all been affected by it. I don't know about you, but I often find it very unsettling. I am the ultimate creature of habit. It's not just something I prefer, but rather it's an absolute necessity, especially in being able to manage my life living with multiple sclerosis. When it comes to things like taking my medications, being on a certain schedule, making sure I get an adequate amount of rest and nap when necessary, having a consistent workout schedule, making plans in advance, these sorts of things are one of the keys to my survival. And of course, there's a whole aspect of not being able to do some things that are just downright fun. In some ways, it felt like the very aspect of having fun had disappeared from many people's lives. I had a very powerful reminder of one of the ways that's happened in my life in the last couple of weeks. One of my Passover traditions is to attend what we call the Rock and Roll Seder. It all started many years back when a number of us orphans who couldn't get together with their families because they were out of state decided to get together and do something different. One of my dear friends, Danny, wrote a whole bunch of super cool upbeat songs to put a new twist on the whole experience. We even have our own custom Haggadahs for the get-together. Over the years, we've typically met sometime during Passover. Of course, 2 years ago, we had to cancel. And last year, we did something quite downsized that didn't have the full rock and roll feel at all. I didn't have the full rock and roll feel at all. But this year, we were totally back on. We got together with a great group of friends, and once again, the mood was festive and fun. As we sat there spending time together, enjoying our fabulous ritual, singing and laughing, I became really emotional. There were a number of times during the gathering where I actually became teary. At first, it caught me by surprise. I thought to myself, why in the world am I crying as I'm singing songs with all of my friends? But then it occurred to me what was happening was that I was just so happy. I was truly feeling joy in my heart. I was feeling a level of bliss that I had not experienced in quite some time, and it wasn't just the singing, or the food, or the friends, or even the wine. It was because we returned to our important ritual in our annual calendar. Our modern society in general, and the West in particular, is not always very good about honoring the sacredness of ritual. As human beings, we need ritual to feel whole and complete. By returning to the Rock and Roll Seder, it was if I reclaimed the ritual in my life that had gone away for almost 3 years, and the whole thing made my heart feel so full. So why am I sharing this story with you, my friends? Well, obviously, there's nothing I could have done to have changed the decisions that needed to be made during the pandemic. But I've really been thinking a lot about how important it is to have ritual make it a priority in our lives. I've done years of work to learn how to be more present in my daily life. I've gotten involved in communities with people who talk on a regular basis about how to make their everyday lives sacred. I've participated in rituals that are tied to certain spiritual traditions like my Passover celebration. And I've given myself the chance to explore other things that are ritualistic as well, like mindfulness circles and stuff like that. As a result, I've learned a lot about being more present in my everyday life. So I guess my message to you this month is a challenge to look inside your own lives and figure out how you could be more present, where you can create some ritual, and ultimately how you can reawaken that child inside of you that really just wants to laugh, have fun, and let tears of joy stream down your face. Well, that's it for this month, my friends. See you next month. Ciao, ciao for now.